everyone, Amanda Hannon, posting my video response on chapters 1 and 2 of public speaking. Chapters 1 and 2 were jam-packed with some really great information on public speaking and how we can sharpen our skill and take some tools along with us when we're doing public speaking to make us better. I thought it was really interesting in chapter 1 that they started the chapter off by just saying that even 2,500 years ago, man knew that you should not speak on a topic in a public setting unless you took a clear position on it and you were able to speak educatedly about that topic. I always think that's a really important part of the public speaking process, is to have an understanding of your topic and to have passion about that topic. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later on in the speech today. Another really important aspect is dealing with nervousness. I know for me that nervousness is a huge factor when I am recording myself or when I'm doing any kind of interview. So I thought that was really an excellent area to kind of talk about, because obviously that is a concern for everyone. So there were a couple of key things that were discussed in chapter 1 that should help us kind of overcome the hurdle of nervousness. A couple of those things were experience. The more you do it, the more comfortable you are with it, and the better you present it. Number 2, kind of like experience, is being prepared. So we want to prepare for our speeches and rehearse those speeches and get really comfortable with the material. One that I thought was really interesting is don't expect perfection. And why should we? We're not perfect. No one's perfect. And our speeches won't be perfect. We're going to stumble. We're going to make mistakes. The key is to be confident and to push through it. Those were the two main things that I picked up in chapter 1 that I thought were really beneficial, that I think will help me when I am recording speeches and when I'm doing public speaking. Chapter 2 focused on ethics, which is certainly a key aspect of any kind of public speaking. When you're doing public speaking, it's really important, as we mentioned earlier, that we are comfortable with the information that we're giving. So I really thought that it was a great kind of a breakdown, that there are 5 basic ethical principles that we want to keep in mind when we're preparing for a speech. Number 1 is to make sure that they're ethically sound. Number 2, be prepared for your speech. We talked about that earlier. Number 3, to be honest in what we say. We want to make sure that we're giving good, valid information to the people that are listening to us. Number 4 is to avoid any kind of negative dialogue. Name calling and bad language is obviously something that you want to steer away from. Number 5 is keep ethical principles into practice at all times. So not just when we're giving a speech or when I'm giving a speech, but we want to make sure that we're being ethical in our life. Another really interesting bullet that I thought was kind of cool is how we can learn from other speakers. So while we can learn from practice and all those kind of things, we can also learn from just listening to other speakers. And that's actually one of the 3 things that we want to do, is to listen. Number 2 is not to prejudge a speaker. We want to hear them all the way through. And the 3rd is to be open to people's ideas. We're not all the same. We're not all going to have the same position on everything, but it is the right and respectful thing to do, to listen to the speaker and see what we can learn from them. These were the key things that I picked out of chapters 1 and 2. I hope that you enjoy my video response and have a great afternoon. Thanks a lot.